Right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So we're going to take another look at the Newsnight programme that aired last night, because they could not resist the good old one-sided segment on the God Emperor Donald Trump, getting of all people a Buzzfeed reporter as the only voice in this segment. No Trump supporters, just the biased BBC host and the Buzzfeed trout. Let's check it out.
Now, even in a country that's grown used to his talent for causing political outrage, this week has caused shock in America. Donald Trump said he disagrees with supporters who chanted "Send her back" about Somali-born Democrat Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. But throughout the week, he upped his attacks on her and 3 other members of Congress who he paints as American-hating leftists, nicknamed the Squad. It brought only isolated whimpers of protest from leading Republicans. At first, some pundits said it was a piece of distraction designed to dominate headlines at a time when questions are now in full flow about Trump's connection to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Omar has a history of launching vicious anti-Semitic screeds.
So is this to be the mainspring of the next Trump campaign? After racist tweets suggesting 4 American congresswomen go home, 3 of them were born in the US, the president's sights fixed at a rally last night on the one who wasn't, Somali-born Ilhan Omar. The crowd took their cue, and American politics have entered a dark new phase. Is it just a distraction from the president's links with the billionaire sex offender Jeffrey Epstein? Coincidentally or not, footage emerged yesterday of the 2 men at a party with cheerleaders in the early 1990s. But last night's scenes at the rally in Greenville, North Carolina, suggest there is something deeper going on than just political manoeuvring. If you go back to his 2016 campaign, Trump deliberately used provocation to mobilize his base and unleash liberal outrage.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
As well as to bait and demonize his opponent.
So the first thing we should do, let's get rid of Hillary, okay?
So with these latest attacks on the Squad, is the president simply venting baser instincts, or is he, by getting broad sections of the Democratic Party to back them, attempting to paint all of his potential opponents as America-hating radicals? Well, let's discuss this now with Ariel Edwards-Levy, who's the polling editor at the Huffington Post. Welcome. What do the polls say about American reaction to these racist comments this week?
I think what you're seeing with the comments and with the limited polling that we have so far is that reactions are breaking down along pretty much the same partisan lines we've seen throughout the president's career and throughout the past times that he's made racist comments, that he's made bigoted comments. What you're seeing is that overwhelmingly Democrats are opposed, overwhelmingly Republicans are in support, independents breaking down the middle and probably a little closer to the Democrats.
And do you think that using racially charged language like this is actually going to succeed in upping his support, or is it going to produce so much outrage on the other side of the political equation that it's counterproductive?
Yeah, that's absolutely the question. You know, I think there's sometimes a tendency to view the electorate as this one big block of voters that's going to move one way or the other. But you could really see something like this have counteracting effects where it really will mobilize, you know, a small chunk, or maybe bigger than a small chunk, of those voters who are motivated by bigotry. At the same time, it's absolutely going to stoke the outrage of his opponents who are already very fired up about the upcoming election. It may make some people in the middle uncomfortable. It certainly, for now at least, changes the subject.
Now, the Republican Party, by and large, the leading figures seem to be acquiescent in this, but Democratic Party leading figures have generally got behind the 4 congresswomen who he's attacked. Is there political danger for that in them, in effectively siding with a left part of the party that could bring them electoral difficulties later on in the current campaign?
You know, we've looked at some polling that's come out recently, and I think what you see right now is that if you look at how the squad, which is, you know, the 4 minority congresswomen who've been targeted by Trump, their ratings are pretty much on par with the Democratic Party as a whole, with Democrats in Congress as a whole, with leaders like Nancy Pelosi. People at this point are very polarized. They tend to either like Democrats or dislike Democrats. And certainly these congresswomen are very high profile right now, but as time goes on, we're heading into an election. There's going to be a candidate pretty soon who's going to be taking up, I think, a lot more attention than that.
We await that moment. Thank you very much, Ariel Edwards-Levy.
So we hear the BBC shitweasel and Buzzfeed spunk trumpet call Donald Trump racist, when last time I checked, telling someone to go somewhere is not discriminating against them based on their race, you fucking idiot. If he mentioned their skin colour, then it would be racist. Since he did not, and neither did his followers, I'm sorry, but no matter what way you try to angle this, it can never be racist. The BBC host then asks, is it good that some of the top Democrats are siding with the socialist cumbuckets known as the Squad, or is it politically dangerous? Of course, this bitch is a socialist herself, so she will back the Squad to the hill, and even if she did not, being in the US media, she needs to be a hard left socialist anyway. She swiftly shifts the talk over to a candidate taking over the heat from Trump, when of course, Trump shitting on the Squad was likely to get the future Democrat candidates to back the Socialist Squad so he can use it against them in the upcoming election, because the American people do not like socialism. I just wanted to bring you a quick look at this absolutely biased piece of shit from the BBC once again smearing Donald Trump. It seems that they couldn't get a voice from Donald Trump's side who might argue the point with them. They just had to get this Buzzfeed reporter on it, or editor, sorry, I called her a reporter earlier on. It just goes to show the pure biased nature of the BBC, especially when reporting on Trump, but the same can be said about Brexit as well. They do it all the fucking time. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Remember to like, subscribe and share the video as it helps the channel a lot, and I will see you all in the next one.